Hello everyone, welcome back. How you doing? I hope you're all doing really well today. I'm Lindsay, your host of the Heavy Metal Journal and writer for Lambgoat and the Moshville Times, and I'm back with New Metal Monday, where I talk about my favourite new releases of the week. And today I have 5 brand new albums that I want to talk about. Also, if I sound a little bit off, it's because I'm just recovering from the worst cold I've had for a long time, to the point where I lost my voice completely, and I only just started getting it back properly yesterday. So if I sound a bit weird, that's the only reason why. But before we begin, as always, check out the description box below where you will find a Spotify playlist, which will feature every single album that I talk about on my New Metal Monday videos, unless it is a Bandcamp only release. So if you use Spotify, make sure to follow that Spotify playlist because I update that every single Monday when one of these videos goes live. But if you don't use Spotify, you will also find Bandcamp links or YouTube channel links to the band's details, just so you can find the music that I'm talking about as easily as possible. But like I said, 5 brand new albums that I want to talk about, and I'm just going to jump straight in. Okay, so first up on my list is probably one of the biggest releases of the week, and that's Dream Theater with Parasomnia. This is the 16th studio album from the progressive metal band. Now, this is the first album to feature the return of Mike Portnoy since 2009, so there has been quite a lot of excitement surrounding the release of this record, and I think his involvement is definitely apparent on this album. There's almost like an essence of relief and a breath of fresh air on this record, like everything has fallen back into place. Now, the really cool thing I like about this record is it's not a concept record as such, because each track has its own story, but each story is under the same theme, which is sleep disturbances. So you have tracks about a veteran suffering from PTSD, which is resulting in strange dreams. You have a track about sleep paralysis and a man who committed a murder during his sleep. So these are all very dark themes and lyrics, and that really reflects well in the music as well. Yes, it's densely progressive because of course it is, it's Dream Theater, but there is something very dark and sinister about the music itself, and it's incredibly catchy and rich with melody as well. Also, if you haven't checked it out yet, I had the amazing opportunity to speak to John Mayung from Dream Theater recently, and I'll make sure that's linked in the video so you can check that out after this video finishes. So he gives a lot of really cool insights into the new album and the return of Mike Portnoy. It was really cool to speak to him. But yes, Dream Theater, Parasomnia. I'm really fussy when it comes to progressive metal, but I was really impressed by Dream Theater's new album, and hopefully you are too, so definitely check it out. Okay, so next up on my list, I have Saor with Amidst the Ruins, and this is the 6th studio album from the atmospheric folk black metal band from Scotland. Now, this is a densely atmospheric record with lots of heavy folk elements, so you can expect a lot of flutes and bagpipes throughout this, which are incredibly beautiful, and it invokes this ancient spirit of Scotland when you're listening to it. But not only that, it's also the guitar tone and the melodies that make that folk kind of atmosphere as well, even when the flutes and the bagpipes aren't being used. There's something very rousing and uplifting about this record, but it's incredibly dark at the same time, and the black metal element is incredibly heavy. The growls and the screams are venomous, but the clean vocals are soaring, soothing and ethereal. This is an absolutely fantastic, magical record which blends both beauty and harshness at the same time. So if you are a fan of the likes of Fen, Winterfilleth, Wolves in the Throne Room, that kind of sound, this one is definitely for you. I had the opportunity to see them live just at the weekend, where I attended their album launch show in Glasgow in Scotland, and they were absolutely fantastic. So if you ever get the opportunity to see them live, definitely grab yourself a ticket. But check this record out, especially if you like your dense, melodic black metal with a lot of atmosphere and a lot of folk elements. Plus it's from Scotland, so it doesn't get much better than that. Not that I'm biased or anything. Definitely check it out. Okay, so next up on my list, I have Obscura with a Sonication, and this is the 7th studio album from the progressive, melodic, technical death metal band from Germany. Now, what I really like about this band is they blend so many genres of metal together to create this multi-layered, dynamic and addictive sound. So you've got your melodic death metal, you've got your technical death metal, a little bit of thrash and a little bit of black metal all rolled into one. And it flows incredibly well, even though it is really complex with the time signatures, but there's a lot of melody that kind of offsets that at the same time, which makes it incredibly atmospheric and addictive to listen to. So you have all of these blistering blast beats, these really complex, intricate riffs, flying solos, pulsating bass lines, but you've got a few acoustic elements throughout there as well. Now, there is a little bit of controversy surrounding the release of this record between former band members and the material that was used in this record, so hopefully that gets resolved quickly. And this is the second part of a trilogy that the band are working on at the moment. But this is a highly addictive record, densely atmospheric, incredibly blistering and brutal, with a lot of really cool time signatures and changes throughout. I'm really fussy when it comes to the technical aspect of death metal, but this flows together incredibly well, and you can't help but listen to it over and over and over again. So if you are a fan of the likes of Psychroptic, Inferi, Allegion, a little bit of symbolic era death in there, and a little bit of Black Dahlia murder, this one is definitely for you, but I absolutely loved this record. Definitely check it out. Okay, so next up on my list, I have Pathogenic with Crowned in Corpses, and this is the 3rd studio album from the gent technical death metal band from the US. Stompy stomps everywhere in this record. Really cool, groove-laden, trudging, mid-tempo stompy stomps that just completely annihilate everything. This is a ridiculously addictive record to listen to, and it is so incredibly heavy. Plus, you've also got the added bonus of breakdowns, slamming riffs, ridiculously thunderous drums, really cool bass lines, but you've got the occasional acoustic moment throughout as well, and sci-fi kind of themed synths and keyboards, and the occasional clean singing. It is primarily guttural growls and screams throughout, but when the clean singing does come in on occasion, it creates this very dense atmosphere once again. Did I mention there were stompy stomps? Now, if nobody knows what I'm talking about when it comes to stompy stomps, especially if you're new to this channel, this album is the epitome of the stompy stomp, where it's that mid-tempo, groovy kind of gent sound that you cannot help but move your head to, that you can't help but headbang to, and it's just incredibly enticing. Now, even though this is a technical death metal band, the technical aspect is not overwhelming at all, and much like Obscura, the melodic side of things really does balance things out to create a very dynamic record to listen to. So if you are a fan of Obscura and you did enjoy their latest album, you're definitely going to want to get onto this. Also, if you are a fan of the likes of Meshuggah or Exocrine, definitely check this one out. But I loved this record, cannot get enough of it, don't miss out on this one. Okay, so last up on my list here, but certainly by no means least, I am probably going to pronounce this incorrectly, but you know, that's what I do, apparently. I have Unreqvited with A Pathway to the Moon, and this is the 7th studio album from the post-black black gaze solo project from Canada. Yes, this is another solo project with a touring live band. I cannot get enough of these solo projects. I think they're absolutely fantastic. Now, this record lulls you in ever so softly with ethereal, echoing vocalizations, a lot of piano, and there's just something very floating and dreamlike about it. But then it completely destroys everything. The black metal growls and screams that come out of this record are unreal. The tremolo picking, the blast beats are absolutely insane, but you also still have a lot of that atmospheric, ethereal kind of atmosphere throughout it as well, and it kind of alternates between the two. So you have all of that blistering black metal and all of the dense melodies, but you also have all of that ethereal, floaty, otherworldly atmosphere about it as well. What I particularly love about this record is the contrast between those harsh screams and the ethereal vocalizations, and you get lost in like a dreamlike landscape when you're listening to this. But then there's also the black metal aspect that pulls you out of that, and it's incredibly captivating to listen to. So if you are a fan of likes of Alcest, Harakiri for the Sky, a little bit of Catatonia, and when it comes to the black metal aspect, I was getting a little touch of Dimmu Borgir when I was listening to this as well. This one is definitely for you, but this is a stunning work of art. I was so impressed by this, and you get lost when you listen to this, and all concept of time just stops entirely. Beautiful, beautiful album. Definitely check it out. And that's it for this week's very ill, very poorly new metal Monday. Once again, comment down below to let me know what you think of today's records, and if you have any of your own recommendations, please let me know and I will definitely get them checked out. Also, once again, check out the description box below where you'll find the Spotify playlist link. You'll also find a link to any reviews that I've written and interviews that I've done as well. Also, I have introduced a new series to the Lambgoat website where I do a monthly roundup of new records for that month. Some of them are featured on my New Metal Mondays, some of them are not. So if you want to have a bigger list of things that I've been checking out, definitely check that out on a monthly basis on the Lambgoat website. January's one went up just a couple of days ago, so make sure to check that out in the description box below, just in case you guys have missed anything. Thank you so much, everyone. I really do appreciate your support as always. Hopefully in my next video I won't be so ill, but I'll definitely see you soon. Take care.